Brett Kavanaugh is worth an estimated $2 million. That might sound like a lot, but for an attorney at the top of his field, it's really not much at all. Why isn't Kavanaugh richer? Simple. He has spent most of his career in the public sector and, at 58, is still 7 years away from qualifying for his Supreme Court pension, which could double his net worth the instant he turns 65. For now, Kavanaugh's largest asset is his Chevy Chase, Maryland home, worth roughly $1.6 million. He has an estimated $700,000 of debt against it. He has already locked in a smaller pension, from his days serving in both Bush administrations and on Ken Starr's investigation of Bill Clinton. There's also several $100,000 stuffed into the government's equivalent of a 401k, his wife's retirement account and some bank accounts. Other than that, there's nothing else. No rental real estate, private business or extensive stock portfolio. For Kavanaugh, who frequently notes that he lives on the sunrise side of the mountain, life has always been comfortable, though. He was born to two D.C. area lawyers. His mother, to whom he credits his interest in government service, was a history teacher for much of his childhood, then went to law school when he was 10 and eventually became a circuit court judge in Maryland. He talks less about the career of his father, a retired lobbyist who made millions working for 31 years as the president of the Cosmetics, Toiletry, and Fragrance Association, an industry group now called the Personal Care Products Council. It is based 3 blocks from the White House. The family had enough money to send Kavanaugh to Georgetown Preparatory School, an elite Jesuit boarding school in the Maryland, D.C. suburbs that today charges over $40,000 for day students and nearly $70,000 for boarding students. Other prominent alumni include fellow Justice Neil Gorsuch, who was 2 years behind Kavanaugh, and Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, not to mention a crowd of congresspeople and ambassadors. Kavanaugh stayed elite in college, earning his undergraduate and law degrees from Yale. He never reported owing student loans. After law school, Kavanaugh advanced in the D.C. conservative legal scene. He completed 3 elite clerkships with Republican-appointed judges, including a year with Justice Anthony Kennedy, whose seat on the Supreme Court he later filled. Kavanaugh served in the Solicitor General's office during the first Bush administration, where he briefly overlapped with now Chief Justice John Roberts. After Bill Clinton took office, Kavanaugh joined independent counsel Ken Starr in investigating the president's affair with White House intern Monica Lewinsky. In that role, he argued before the Supreme Court. Kavanaugh's only brief stint in the private sector came when he left government in 1997 to become a partner at Kirkland and Ellis, today the top-grossing law firm in the world. But even then, he didn't stay long.